Assalamualaikum and good day to Dr. Ahmad Fuad bin Abdul Rasid. My name is Abd Halim bin Abdul Latif. My metric number is b071710872, and I will be presenting about audit report presentation for the subject BMMV 4353 Building Maintenance Technique. For this particular assignment, I have chosen Masjid Saidina Abu Bakar as the one of the building in UTM as my focus to do this maintenance report. So here is the some of the background of the masjid. It is one of the most iconic building in UTM, and the color is very bright. You can see it from distance. It is greenish blue in color, and it can accommodate up to 4,000 people at one time, especially during Friday's prayer. The area of this building is 5,737 meters square. It consists of 2 stories, and it is the center of most Muslim students to do activities. So it is used almost all the time during the day, and the air conditioning system running up to 17 hours a day from the starting operation time, which is 8 at 8 a.m. till 12 a.m. at night. The next slide is about building equipment used in Masjid Saidina Abu Bakar. Masjid Saidina Abu Bakar used centralized air conditioning system as the system to remove heat from inside the building, and also AHU system, air handling unit system, to ensure the air circulation inside the Masjid Saidina Abu Bakar is healthy, and also to make sure the comfort level of occupants inside Masjid Saidina Abu Bakar at maximum level. There are few parts in both of the system that need to be maintained, such as air filter, condensation pan inside air handling units, and also electrical connection in the system. We take, for example, the condensation pan. It contains a lot of water, which is very dangerous to boat's connection on the surroundings, because water can induce corrosion, which is very very dangerous to the equipment, as it can disrupt the balance of the equipment in a way that it can create more vibrations, and as we all know that vibration is the main cause of system failure. I mean excessive vibrations. So we move on to the next slide. Corrective maintenance performed after we found out the damage, and to ensure the equipment function properly at its desired requirement. The next one is preventive maintenance. Preventive maintenance is a type of maintenance that we use to prevent any mishap before it's happened by cleaning the dirt inside air filters. This is the air filter, and as you can see, magnified the magnified parts of it contains a lot of dirt and crooked lines. Secondly, check refrigerant levels and inspect for leaks. So the step is same as previous slide, and for leaks inspection, we can check the pressure. If we add refrigerants and the pressure is not going up, that means the coil is leaking. The third one is test the thermostat to make sure it's cycling the system on and off properly. To check this, we toggle the switch on and off and check for any irregularities in voltage, so that to make sure that no electrical congestions in the system. Any irregularities on voltage can cause overload or underpowered voltage to the system, which can damage the equipment. Fourth is check AHU for noise and vibrations. The vibration and noise are at acceptable level, which means after we replace the bolts on AHU, we reduce the vibration to acceptable level and also reduce the noise produced, which is a reduction in noise pollution on the building surroundings. And coil strengthening in AHU. So as you can see, the case is the same as the circle picture. You can see all the crooked lines. These lines need to be straightened to maximize its air intake. And lastly, drain and clean condensation pan on AHU. Over time, the condensation pan will grow weeds and algae, lumot. So that kind of thing can induce building sickness symptom, and also the humidation created can cause corrosion on metal parts of the bolt or its other parts. Move on to next slide, to the last maintenance done on Masjid Sayyidina Abu Bakar. Condition-based maintenance is the last maintenance did on Masjid Sayyidina Abu Bakar to ensure all of the properties such as water level, voltage input and output, and also voltage input and output, and also temperature is at acceptable level. Condition-based maintenance also involve monitoring temperature, monitoring water levels, monitoring voltage input and output throughout all the system. This is to ensure everything is working properly, and any irregularities we can fix right away. This maintenance also performed to check for any irregularities in temperature and voltage consumptions, and also pressure inside the duct. Not to forget the volume of air inside ASU system. Eventually, all these maintenance are performed to maintain the desired output and input to maximize the comfort level of the occupants inside Masjid Saidina Abu Bakar. This slide consists of tables of life cycle cost of the equipment replaced. So there are a few items. Fuse, 45 ringgit per unit. Refrigerant, 350 per unit. Bolts, 14 ringgit per unit. Contactor, 439 ringgit per unit. So for all of these items, we only use one except for bolts, which is 4. So the total of the equipment replaced is 890. The lifespan for this type of parts is 10 to 15 years. Most of the centralized air conditioning unit lifespan is 20 years. So the life cycle cost of the equipment replaced times 2 is the cost needed to run the operation until a maximum lifespan. The maintenance and general tasks such as refrigerant check, temperature check, and function check, central system return filter replacing, and also external condenser coil cleaning per system is 750 ringgit. So per year, so the annual cost will be 750 ringgit. At disposal, duct disconnection, refrigerant removal, unit removal. Unit cost is 1,350 ringgit per system. So the total cost for this part is 1,780 for the parts replaced throughout the operation, throughout the machine operation, the air conditioning system and ASU unit before it needs to be replaced. The discussion for this audit maintenance report is consists of maintenance, that the importance of maintenance first or and foremost is it can save long-term operational costs by maintaining the small parts rather than having all the system breakdown that will cause hundreds thousands of ringgit. Secondly, the power efficiency on the system also related to cost, and also the carbon emission from the system towards environment. So by maximizing the power efficiency on the system, we can reduce carbon emissions from the system, and also at the same time reducing on operational costs. A poorly maintained equipment will cause service disruption because it will last shorter and not maintain an equipment will cause it to function poorly, and also it will affect other system. As example, the air filter, if not clean for a long time, it will accumulate dust and particles that hinder air hinder air volume from coming in, that will cause the air conditioning system not working properly, and the air circulation inside the building will be full of dust and can cause building sickness symptom. So next is life cost cycle. The importance of life cost cycle is it can produce an estimated cost to operate the system throughout its lifespan. Life cost cycle can help foresee the cost needed to operate the system. Yes. It also often used to make comparison between system and helps with decision making in terms of which system is the best to use in the building. Some building require centralized aircon. Some building required split aircon. Some needs VAV. The decision making besides life cost cycle is how people use the building, how many machines involved. If the machine are a lot, so we need to put more air conditioning to prevent from the machines from overheat. And also the numbers of occupants at peak time, off peak time, in 7 days of the week. So we can maximize the function and the cost, and minimize the cost used to operate the whole system. Lastly is conclusion and recommendation. Maintenance is the significant cost reduction method. It is proven. Any maintenance is the objective of any maintenance is to reduce cost, to reduce operational costs. It is undoubtedly helps the equipment to last to its maximum lifespan, because a maintained equipment usually clean, and also during maintenance we can see the predetermined damage, so we can prepare Lastly is conclusion and recommendation. Maintenance is the significant cost reduction method. It is proven. Any maintenance is the objective of any maintenance is to reduce cost, to reduce operational costs. It is undoubtedly helps the equipment to last to its maximum lifespan, because a maintained equipment usually clean, and also during maintenance we can see the predetermined damage, so we can prepare and replace the parts instead of the whole system. And it also retain the value of the equipment. For example, you buy an air conditioner for 1000 ringgit, so you want to make sure that your 1000 ringgit can last to its maximum potential, rather to replace air conditioning units 10 years once without maintenance, or you can replace a air conditioning system at 20 years with maintenance, which is more cost savvy. Next is to maintain the service the equipment provides. It is to make the output and input of the equipment at desired level. So lastly, life cost cycle is an important economy study. Yes, because as it mentioned as mentioned before, it helps in decision making. It helps to foresee the costs needed to run the system, and also overall all of this is to reduce costs and increase efficiency in power consumption. So for the last part of this audit report, we have recommendation for Masjid Saidina Abu Bakar to further cost reduction, and to firstly is to provide some fans during non-peak hours to save energy, and this is during semester break. Many students, they go to their hometown, and few people still use the masjid, and to provide some fans and without using the air conditioner can hugely save uh, costs on operational costs on the system. And also not to set the temperature on the thermostat too low, because sometimes the masjid get to be too cold for the occupants. And also the lower the temperature, the higher the power consumption will be. And lastly, reduce the frequency of switch on and off. Yes, reduction in switch on and off can reduce the power consumption um, of the compressor. Yes, because compressor during its starting, use a lot of energy. So reduction in switch on and off of the system is very crucial, because much power used in the system is from compressor. So in order to do this, a study need to be conducted to ensure what days that people use the masjid the least, and what days that the masjid use to its peak, so that we can set the switch, the frequency of switch and on and off based on days, and not only during semester breaks. So that will be that will take your cost efficiency and also saving cost to another level. So these are references used in this audit report, and that's it from me. Assalamualaikum and good day.